Hey guys, welcome back to Woods Tree Farm. I'm Phil, and the barbecue wood season is heating up, that's for sure. As soon as we got back from vacation, right around the July 4th holiday, we got a flood of barbecue wood orders, which was awesome, and my inventory is pretty well depleted. This is all hickory wood that was actually mixed in my firewood pile, and this stuff is all pretty dry. So I need to go through some of this now and create my 3 core barbecue products, which are chunks, 12-inch splits, and 16-inch splits. So I do all that manually on the miter saw. It's tedious, but it's the only dry hickory that I've got ready to go. So this is what I can immediately turn into a usable product. This is the only barbecue wood inventory I have left, these few bags that are on the floor, and it's a mix of stuff in here that says hickory chunks, maple chunks, more hickory, maple splits, cherry splits, 16-inch. So it's just kind of a mix and match in here. So my last time I spent better part of a day making a bunch of barbecue wood, I focused on making a bunch of chunks because that's what everyone was buying at the time. And this go around, that didn't happen. Everyone wanted splits, and now the few bags of splits that I had are gone for the most part, with just a couple left. So I'm focusing on making splits out of these hickory sticks here. Now some of this can just go straight into a bag as 16-inch wood, and some of this is going to get cut down to 12, which is going to make a chunk, and that will add to our hickory chunk inventory. I spent part of this morning working out in the tree field. All the trees need to be trimmed at this point, except for the pines, which got done earlier in the season. And it's just brutally hot today. It's like 95 degrees. So right now, in the heat of the day, I figured I would do this barbecue wood stuff, take a break from trimming, and they're calling for some pop-up showers later. So if I have all this product ready to be bagged up, I can just put it inside as soon as I've got it cut down to size. And if we get a pop-up shower later, I can jump in there and go bag it up in the rain. Quick little wheelbarrow full of wood there, a mix of 12-inch pieces and chunks. I can get that in the shop, make sure it stays dry. These pieces here, many of them are too large to go through the miter saw. The housing on the miter saw right here as it's coming down will hit the piece of wood and prevent me from cutting it all the way through. So I think I'm going to take most of these over to the splitter and we'll break them down, and then many of these can become 16-inch wood, and for the time being I can at least get them indoors, keep them dry, and get around to bagging it later. Off camera real quick, I did organize what was in here. So it's 3 bags of cherry splits, 1 bag of oak chunks, 1 bag of 12-inch oak, 1 bag of maple chunks, 1 bag of 12-inch maple, and then 5 bags of hickory chunks still. And I have more hickory chunks here in addition to what I just cut up. So I'm going to have an excess of hickory chunks, but that's okay. They won't go bad. And I think back at my home garage I have 4 or 5 bags of cherry chunks as well, and that's it. So I am definitely running low on everything except hickory chunks, and I need to put in the work to catch up. So I just heard some thunder off in that direction. It might dance around us, but because of the humidity, there's just pop-up showers everywhere. The humidity has got to be at least 200%. Oh, we don't need a weather report, Phil. So the hickory's in the building now, wind's picking up. If we get a storm, I'll be able to go in there and bag that up. I've got this crate here of pecan wood. I guess it was about 2 months ago, maybe a little bit more. I went and picked up a dump trailer full of pecan wood. Some of it's still here on the ground and needs to get cut up and processed. We only split up all of the 16-inch rounds that I had pre-cut, and it filled up this crate. But I figured I would get a few pieces out and cut them up for chunks, test the moisture, and if this stuff is ready, which it might be. I think this tree that I got, or the couple trees that I got, was all cut last fall, so it had just been laying down at the person's property for many months before I came and got it. So it got some drying done already before I got it. So anyway, the moisture meter will tell us what we need to know. I just need to grab a couple pieces and we can check it out. On these couple test pieces here, we'll see what this reads. OL, which usually means over the limit, so it's still quite wet. That's the biggest, squarest piece. Down says 53, 54. So yeah, this stuff's way too wet. 55. All right. So what I'm going to do with this stuff is cut some of it up into chunks, cut into some 12 and 16 inch pieces. Probably just start with 12s, because from the 12s I'll get chunks, and I will put them on a tray and put them in the kiln on top of some other crates that are in there, and 2 or 3 weeks in there, especially when it's smaller pieces, should get these things dried out enough to get ready to sell. Also notice there's a bunch of caterpillars all over these things, and putting them in the kiln will dry those suckers up. Working through that pecan wood, I wasn't making nearly as many chunks as I thought I would, and I didn't really want to because that stuff was already cut to 16 inches anyway, so just cutting it down further is extra work. I've got this big pile of pecan here still, and I think I can take some of this limb wood and cut that down and mix it in with the chunks as well. And then the rest of this is just random length stuff, and I'm going to end up with odd cuts that I can make more chunks with. So I don't need to waste my good 16-inch stuff just to manufacture some chunks. Well, I was really hoping it was gonna storm. Looks like maybe it's not, which means now I need to get back out to the tree field and get back to trimming, which is not the most fun job, but it's a job that's got to get done. So I'll come back to the barbecue wood another time. The pecan wood's got to go in the kiln anyway, not ready to bag up. The hickory wood is ready to bag up whenever I feel like going in there and doing that. Today we are finally going to package up these pecan barbecue chips. I shared this with you several weeks ago now. We chipped up some limb wood that came with the pecan wood that I picked up a while ago, and it's been in the kiln for like 6 weeks, way longer than it really needed to be. But this is just the first chance I've had to deal with it, and there's one thing that I have been meaning to pick up that I finally got a hold of that is gonna help me package up a high quality product. Just need to put this back, close up the kiln, and I'll show you. So this was the find on Facebook Marketplace, this big heavy duty sifter. I think we can load it up even more, Jeremy. Okay. And I'm mostly just concerned about sifting out like the sawdust.
Right.
There were like a lot of finer particles that were coming out, but I think some of that can stay. Yeah, I think that's good. I think we can just bag that up. So these bags that I bought on Amazon were labeled as 8 by 10 inch bags. I think we could actually go a little bit bigger, but it's a pretty good size bag. I need to put these on a scale, maybe see what they weigh or do a calculation and see what the actual volume of that is. But I'm not sure what I'm going to sell these for yet. And I still have lots of chips in the bin here. I can do at least another 20 bags. So I need to find a nice dry place to store the extra stuff. We'll list these online, see how they sell. I'll keep you guys updated. With that empty now, take this stuff and get it into the kiln. So when I shared that video of us chipping that pecan wood, I said at the time that chipper that I have is really small. It's not the best chipper for that type of job. And actually, if I was doing a lot of that kind of work, I would want a much larger, much more capable chipper. But the volume of wood that we got, the volume of chips that we got in that small session of chipping, which I don't recall exactly what it was, but it was maybe 45 minutes at the most. We filled all 20 bags of the initial set of bags that I got. I could easily do another 20 bags worth. I don't know exactly what I'm going to sell it for. I was thinking maybe $10 a bag, 3 for $25, something like that. So that would mean every 20 bags has got to be worth somewhere in the neighborhood of $150 to $200, depending on exactly how it's priced. And as far as the amount of time that it took to actual bag it, 15 minutes maybe. So I think it's a pretty good use of time. It's a good return on investment. And I just now need to wait and see how those things sell. And we'll go from there. The wood that I just put in the kiln, that was more pecan wood. And that is going to take at least 3 to 4 weeks to dry in the kiln if we get good sunny weather, which lately we've had rain almost every single day. The pond level is up like 10 inches and there's actually like lots of flooding concerns in the general area. If we get another heavy downpour with another 2 to 3 inches of rain like we've gotten each of the last couple days, my pond is going to risk overflowing. So you don't really need a weather report, but that just means the kiln is not going to do much drying when we get a lot of cloudy, stormy, rainy weather. But lately, when it's not been cloudy, rainy, stormy, it's been very hot, very sunny, and the kiln's been doing a great job getting up to 125, 130 degrees almost every single day. So with that in mind, 3 to 4 weeks in the kiln is all that pecan wood should need before it's ready to bag up and sell as well. So the barbecue wood business has been heating up, is heating up, and I think as long as I continue to build out that inventory, it will continue to grow. My name will get out there, I'll get more referrals, I'll get more repeat business, and we'll just keep swinging at it, keep chipping away at it, and keep growing that business. I really like it. It's a much more profitable business than your standard firewood stuff, and I like talking to people about what they're doing with the wood, and a lot of people are doing really cool stuff. So I'm gonna wrap it up for today, guys. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Stay safe. Bye-bye.